It's funny because when I'm ready for things to be different in my life, things pop up, present opportunities. Because a friend sent me a Facebook post that she had. And so she didn't come, but I did to one of the evenings. And I knew while I was listening that, before I had done anything, that's why I was here. I was led to the next thing. So I participated and it's changed everything. I had chronic pain. I had recently, I'd been doing physical therapy maybe a couple of months at that point for a hip, but noticed as that went on, I had little pains here and there everywhere that I just hadn't really thought about. So really it wasn't until months later in the program and looking at what had changed that I realized it was like, oh, I don't have the pain. It just was such a part that you don't think about it. But when I got up in the morning, there were things I would do because of how I felt. And I wasn't having to do those things anymore. I felt better and I had more energy. But the lack of pain, it was subtle, I guess, but the difference is huge. I just feel so much more comfortable being me and doing what I want to do because I'm not thinking about that or letting that stop me from looking at the next choice of possibility of things to do. Well, this morning I just looked at it. I have confidence in my ability to create real change in my life just because of the change that's taken place in my body. Because your body and your being are together, but it has changed everything. And as I was reflecting this morning, it was like, notice, I know the differences that have changed, but this morning I went, so when do I get to be not a work in progress, but just be me? So that's a new focus. It's like, I just am, and there's things I want to do. I don't have to call them improvement projects or whatever. And before this, I'm not sure I ever really believed that I would lose the weight. So I came here in March and I had started on something else, another program for just weight loss in the beginning of January. So when I started that, I weighed 192, and this morning I weighed 152. So it's a big difference. 40 pounds. That's a toddler. A hefty toddler. So I don't feel the same in my body. Just walking around, I feel different because I'm that much lighter. It's even hard to put into words how different you feel after losing a chunk. I'd never lost a chunk before. I'd always gone up and down when I was younger, but not. I had been overweight for almost a decade, so. Well, I weigh at least a couple times a week. On the other program, they wanted you to weigh every day, which was not fun. But it's not fun to watch the up and down. But if I'm staying within a range, I feel like that's possible. If you indulge for a couple days, then you be nicer to yourself a couple days after. Absolutely. Because to me, we all start out doing the same elimination, but what you discover within yourself are the things that actually work for you and don't work for you. Invest in yourself and give yourself the time and attention, because the change you're looking for that you probably don't think is possible. Because I think I just accepted a lot of the pain I was having as age-related. And, even though in my mind I go, oh, I'm not old, it's not. But no, it wasn't. It was my body wanted to get rid of some things and be cleaner. So without the inflammation, I wouldn't compare last year to this year. I'm like two different people because of the level of energy. And that's physical and emotional and mental. It does allow you to have more focus. You don't really realize what all that inflammation does. I had read I overread and overstudy, so I intellectually understood it, but hadn't really felt inclined to tackle it. And it wasn't as hard as you might imagine. It's just making a few changes. And none of them are permanent if you didn't want them to be. You discover what works for you and then you adjust to it. Nobody's like beating you up. Don't eat this, don't do that.